So you'd like to know what it's like to be an empath. Well, this is a video for you. Being an empath is honestly lonely, daunting, tiring, and at times scary. Being an empath is always feeling energies around you that most of the time you can't explain. You could be in a good mood and all of a sudden be depressed. You could be in a situation that is really bad and be smiling. And people would look at you like you're insensitive or heartless. But really and truly, you have no idea where these feelings are coming from. You're just a receiver, just like a TV is, to all the energy and waves flowing in the wires and Wi-Fi. And though people know energy exists, being around an empath will show you the feelings that are all around you. I'm no expert on this subject of being an empath because it's too broad of a topic. I can only tell you what it feels like. I'll try and split this up in 5 parts. I hope you're ready. Try and keep up with me. So the 5 main traits of an empath are very sensitive, absorb others' emotions, introverts, highly intuitive, and need our alone time. I cannot stress that last part enough. Now let's get into number 1. Very sensitive. An empath is a very sensitive being. All right. The emotions we exhibit makes people around us think as though, we don't have a grip on reality and are too emotional. Now, this sensitive side of ours has its positive side, which makes us very easy to talk to and to confide in. But it also has a negative. Most people attach themselves to empaths for self-gratification, which emotionally wears down the empath, but gives the other person an ego boost. I know you are thinking of somebody right now who always comes around and is emotionally draining to you. So if you know that you have this empathic trait, I suggest cutting ties with anyone who has been exhibiting leech-ish behaviors. Okay. All right. Now on to number 2. Absorbing other people's emotions. I'm guilty of this, especially in crowds. I could be happy and enjoying a moment, and all of a sudden a shift would occur and another emotion that isn't mine would surface. Now, it takes a lot of practice to suppress these other emotions, and after getting them to a level where you can function without it being noticeable, others have already noticed it. So, that's kind of like a win-lose situation. Like, you got over it, but now everybody wants to know why you all of a sudden switched up. It's not my fault. Now, if you have an observant partner, all right, in this case, I'm talking about a person like my husband, then he draws the attention away from me so that I can suppress in peace. And when I'm ready, I go back to the regularly scheduled program, meaning whatever that we were talking about initially. Number 3. Empaths are natural introverts. Like I said before, when in crowds, I feel energies that alter my emotions. So when the idea of going out is brought up, my decisions are based on this. The last thing I'd want is to constantly shun off emotions that aren't mine while trying to enjoy myself with my family, which makes home life and just going for drives with my family super awesome. Number 4, highly intuitive. Story time. Now, when I was 5 or maybe 6, I was in a room with another person and my mom, and they were talking. I got a strong feeling that there was something in the bottom of the closet. Crazy, right? I told my mom, and she didn't believe me. Now, the person that was there gave this snide look and giggled. All right, because back in those days, these things were never heard of. After being persistent about the matter, my mother went and looked around and found valuable things. Okay, when I say valuable thing, I mean like shmoney, shmoney, shmoney. Okay. Which we put back and pretended we never saw. A day later, the person asked me, "How did you know those things were there?" I honestly didn't know how I knew, but I just knew. I felt something drawing me to that area of the closet that would just not leave me alone. And I had to say it, because if I didn't, then it would just keep bugging me and bugging me and bugging me. So, yeah. Being a person who is considered empathic sounds like, to others, like you have powers or that you're cursed. To me, it's neither. It's just a strong gut feeling. One that I've learned to listen to over the years, because the times when I didn't listen to it, I got into a lot of problems. Okay, ones that I know that I would not have been able to get out of if God hadn't had an angel looking over me. All right, now this doesn't just happen with things, it also happens with people. There have been times when I know someone isn't feeling how they should, and I would initiate a conversation that would allow that person to open up and let their feelings flow. Now, I've been told that after they talk to me, they feel so much better. But if they only knew that after the conversation, I was drained and tired and moody because I was internally fighting off the emotions that I drew from them. And this could be talking to somebody one-on-one or even over the phone, texting, it doesn't matter. I will pick up on certain things. I can relate to what the late Robin Williams said, which is, "I know what it feels like to be depressed and sad, and that's why I make people laugh." He killed himself because of depression. Depression and anxiety are two of the biggest traits of people who are empaths. There were many factors that contributed to the years of depression I had, but mostly because I could feel the emotions in my house, community, and everywhere I went. And that made me feel like I was going mad. Like I had no way of explaining these feelings to anyone. No way of decluttering all the emotions that were built up inside of me. I don't condone suicide, but I understand what he went through because I too had thoughts of suicide. I've been told that being an empath must be so enlightening because I know me and I don't have to figure me out. But it's the opposite. Empaths are confused most of the times by the feelings they feel, plus the emotions of everyone else around them. Can you imagine how that must feel? Right. Now, it's like everyone honking their car horn all at once, and you're the only one who can pick that up. Now, have you ever heard of people saying that their spirit just don't take that person? If not, well, maybe it's just a Caribbean saying, which basically means there is something about that person that isn't right. I don't know what it is, but I just have a gut feeling. Being in groups of people or crowds is similar to you running up a steep hill over and over and over again. This is how it feels emotionally, which brings me to number 5. Empaths need their alone time. I'm saying this loud for the people in the back who just did not hear me the first time. Okay? This should not be used by any way as an excuse to not get through the day, but if you ever wondered why you're so tired after a good 8 or 9 hours of sleep, this could be why. A true empath needs not only their alone time to gather their own thoughts and emotions, but to reboot their weary system, which some good sleep and alone time will do. My husband can tell you I know what he needs before he needs it, and so can the people around me. But when I haven't gotten enough sleep, I'm like a flashlight with weak batteries. okay? Dim and of no use to the people around me. So, if you know someone who has shown more than one of these traits and you have always wondered why, well, my friend, you are in the presence of an empath. Ta-da! A sensitive yet assertive person who is always there when you need them, who gives you better advice than Dr. Phil, a person who would fight all your battles for you, and who is super cranky when they don't get their recommended hours of sleep. Super guilty of that. Now, be kind to this person, alright? Cherish them. And even though they may never ask, be there when they seem down, because chances are they are, and they need a friend. Thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and smush that bell notification button so you can get more videos from me to motivate you. Alright, see you guys in the next one. Later.